Nope, not yet.
Nothing. Okay. Adrian, you good? Okay. And it's still.
No volume? No.
Mm-mm. That's so strange.
I know.
Because she's always had it. Is it her? Maybe I wonder if it's her headset.
Getting headphones.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll give her a second to
Did your coach cancel yet? Or did she just feed you that and she ain't gonna do it?
I'm glad you said that because I do need to mention that on the call. She well, so Melissa, I don't know. Melissa is still out of this country, so I was going to let her get back and I was going to send her a message. I'm sure she knows what's going on. From what my coach said, she basically kind of lashed out at Melissa. And so I feel like she already knows what's going on, but I was just going to give her a second and just see if there's any extra things I need to do. But no, she says she's out. Like she was debating whether to do it anyways. And this was just kind of confirmation, and amongst other not so nice things that she said to me, that I'm like, this just proves that you don't need to do this anymore and this needs to happen, or you would not have behaved the way that you did. Granted, like, I know she's upset. Who wouldn't be upset? But I'm like, yeah. So, Adrian, is your volume there? No.
She gets the headphones. Or do you still have the headphones in?
Do you still? Oh, she took them out.
And you're unmuted. I can see you're unmuted. And your volume's up on your computer?
Yeah, make sure the volume is not muted.
Yeah, and I think that wedding is this weekend, Cynthia's wedding.
Ah, okay.
I think it's this weekend or somewhere coming up very, very soon. So I think as soon as she gets back to the country, she'll be in mother of the groom mode for a hot second.
Wow, which is so crazy, but she had her kids young, so it's like, how is she old enough to have but she is 40, I don't know, early 40s, and looks better than most 20-year-olds.
Adrian, you may have to turn your computer all the way off and then turn it on and see if that just kind of kicks things into fun mode. I don't know. Or switch to your phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you could always switch to your phone. Going to my phone. Let's do it. So I do need to mention, so I'm recording. So for those who are going to listen, because I feel like there are people who keep hopping on and commenting on posts, but they're not willing to get on a team call. They're not willing to get on the calls. And so I'm like, I don't know how else to and I don't know. So I've asked for opinions on what time to do these calls and all that jazz. But as I told y'all before, I cannot commit to doing any evenings because my marriage is way worth way more, and the time with my husband is so limited. I feel like that is the only time. So anyways, hopefully people will watch the recording, because there is going to be like a lot of stuff that we talk about today that's really important. One is what Ashley and I were just talking about. So I actually, over the last, right before Summit, I had really been contemplating whether I should attempt to switch my uplines. And I know a lot of people who are going to be watching are like, how can you do that? Why would you do that? All of those things. And I wanted to talk about it for a second, only because I feel like that it's not a good thing to do. And I have been with my same upline for 7 years, but I have not, my upline has not been involved in our community for the majority of the time. She is a Beachbody coach, obviously. She has run challenge groups here and there, but she was very, very disconnected. And never really gave us any training, never really did a whole lot with our team. So it started me off very disconnected. So I have struggled and tried to create a community here on our team merely for providing you with the things that I did not get. So somewhere along the line, I was bold and was like trying to get involved with Melissa and her community, because I knew she was offering training, she was offering some things. But again, it was a very weird thing because I was not directly under Melissa. But I will say that through it all, she has been absolutely there for me, has provided so much for me and for even a lot of you guys here on our team with extra trainings, with incentives, because she knew we weren't getting that. Of course, is going to benefit, and she benefits because we are in her downline. But I just want to let you know that I literally 7 years, like prayed through this, tried to figure out what we needed to do as a team, what decision I needed to make. And I just felt like we were forever going to be disconnected from a big team, and for you guys to see the possibilities if I stayed under my upline. And I had a conversation with her where she basically said to me, I'm a coach, but I don't really believe in everything that Beachbody does and is. And I think there's more ways to do things. So obviously her heart was not full in it. And you guys know me, my heart is fully in this. And I mean, I believe in this so much. And so I felt like when she told me that, that was a clear door closing for me to have any connection with her. Now she's earning income. So like I earn income from my direct downlines when we have team cycle bonuses and things like that. When you guys are growing, our team grows. And so I get compensated for me helping you grow your team, right? So that's why we have these team calls. That's why that's why I'm involved in trainings with you guys. That's why we do sneak peeks together, because I want you to be successful. That's what this is about. Well, I wasn't getting that with her. And so when I decided to cut ties with her, it was going to cause her to not receive any income anymore from my side of the business. So it was going to make an impact on her life, right? It took me 7 years to make that decision because I'm not that kind of person, right? I'm not the kind of person who's going to turn around and say, you don't deserve to make any money. You don't, all those negative things. No, it took a lot of me to disconnect from her because I knew that it was going to impact her. But I felt like she no longer deserved that income because she was not participating at all in the business and helping us grow. So hear me out when I say, if you're listening to the call, because I'm recording, and you feel disconnected from the team, it is not okay to quit on your upline. It's not okay. And I felt like for a long time it wasn't okay for me. Now, if I start going MIA and I'm not providing you with any training and I'm not here to cheer you on, I'm not being here for you as your coach, you deserve better. You deserve a team who's going to do that for you. And that's kind of where I was at. But it's not it's not the good way to do things, right? Just to bail out and leave people. So I made a decision. And I let her know that this is what I was going to do because this is how I have felt for a while. And she gave me 100% confirmation that she was not wholeheartedly in this anymore. And needless to say, it wasn't pretty, which was really kind of surprising because I'm like, you haven't been in this for like ever. But ultimately, she says that she's going to quit. So that would automatically put us directly under Melissa McAllister as being our new upline leader. So there should be a reflection in our back office at some point when she quits that everything will structurally move up, and you should then see Melissa's name as like the 15-star superstar. Can't remember exactly the wording of it, but anyway, so I do want to let y'all know that I'm not giving you permission to change your coach. And I would hope that you wouldn't do that. If you feel disconnected, I want to say that I 100% believe I have given everyone on our team more than enough to be successful. I do feel that way. And so if you feel disconnected, it's not because I haven't provided you with things. It's because you've chosen to be disconnected and you've chosen not to participate in the things I've offered. So, but I just thought you should know the structural change with that. Second thing is that I want to stay really consistent with posting our personal development roll call in the team page, mainly just for accountability. But I want to encourage you guys to be sharing what you're learning through personal development. Ashley is a rock star at this. Every morning, her post, is going to come from some sort of personal development that she's doing. Not only is this encouraging and empowering to other women, but it's showing them that she's doing something different with her life. Fitness is not different. Hear me out. Doing fitness, it's not different. Everyone does some sort of fitness. So what we offer with Beachbody, it's really not that different from the fitness perspective. So don't think we can post a sweaty selfie or post a workout video. Unless we're bringing something personal to those things, it doesn't matter. So please know that I'm encouraging you 110% to do your personal development and then share what you're learning with either our team. If you feel like this speaks volumes to our team, post it to the team page. Or if it's like, okay, this hit me on the head today. Like I knew I needed to hear this, and I'm going to post it to my personal page because I know it made that much of a difference for me. So make sure you're in your personal development every day. And I need the roll call myself. I'm doing my personal development every day. Thank the Lord. I finally got on the train, I don't know, a year and a half ago of every single day doing it. But I know that a lot of you guys are like me. And some days you let it go, or you used to let it go. And I just want to remind you how important it is. Okay, so that's topic number 2. Number 3 is our challenge groups. So did you guys listen to the video that I posted from the Beachbody Champions page? Haley is her name. Either of you guys listen to it, Ashley or Adrian?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay. Okay. No, I actually just wrote it on my to-do list to do later today, so I haven't looked at it yet.
Well, you're totally fine. I just re-listened to it again before the call and took down a ton of notes, but I want to just tell you what her name is, just so you'll know to be looking for her whenever you go back to listen. Kelsey, sorry. So not Haley, it's Kelsey Smith. And I just wanted to kind of walk through these steps and these things that she talked about. Not to say that you need to change the way you do challenge groups or anything like that, but I felt like everything she was talking about is something that I needed, because I feel like I feel like my challenge groups are monotonous. I mean, we're starting this new hashtag thing, which I do think is going to help some. But if I can be honest, there's some months that I'm not really excited about them. I want to do them, and we do them because we're helping people through them. But some months I'm just like, I just wish there was some more energy behind them. And so I feel like what she shared was just super awesome, and giving us some ideas and some tips to revamp our challenge groups and just kind of put a new spin on them. So we're going to kind of walk through this. So you are going to have some assignments, and I think that we're probably going to have another call to fully do this in the way that I envision us doing this. But the first thing is that I feel like in order to advertise and to ask, we have to have something unique and something that will allow us to stand out, right? Because like she said, if you're doing, she gave the example, love yourself or whatever, the typical that everybody else does with challenge groups, there's got to be a way to be unique and to stand out. And how do we bring in more people like us? Because I think there's something to be said. And I know you guys can probably speak to this, obviously, because we've done so many challenge groups together. there's a difference between a group of women who are kind of the same as you and the vibe of that challenge group versus a bunch of women who are not like you and there's a little disconnect there, in my opinion. And some of that has come from the mere fact that you're sending random messages to people and you're just trying to get Success Club points or whatever. But there's a different vibe in a group when the majority of them are like, heck yeah, like they get me, I get them, we're doing this together. Like there's a different vibe in that group. And so basically that's what she is suggesting. She's suggesting to start thinking of ways that you can create unique groups to attract your kind of people, so that it's no longer random and you actually have this intimate connection already before you even start the group. And the way she does that is through these unique challenge groups. And so her first recommendation is to create an avatar. Well, we know what avatar is. If you don't, it is basically your mini me. It's someone that's exactly like you. And what she suggests is to get out a piece of paper and write down as many things as possible of what you like, what TV shows you like, what books you like to read, what makes you laugh, what makes you cry, what makes you get into deep thought, what activities do you like to do, everything possible outside of fitness and Beachbody. Your kids, your fur kids, anything and everything that makes you who you are with what you like. And she said that took her a while to write that down. So that's my first assignment for everyone watching, is that in order to create something unique with our challenge groups, we are going to have to get down to the nitty gritty of who we really are, and what we really want out of these groups and who we want in those groups. And I don't know about you, but I want people who are commenting and posting and who are in there encouraging other people and are all in with me in a challenge group. That's what I want. I don't want someone who is going to be embarrassed to even turn on their share button because they're afraid. Like, that's not my people. My people are kind of bold. They're like me, right? And so how do I find them? Well, it starts with our post. It starts with what we're putting out there on social media. So after you find your avatar, basically, she says you have to know your vision. So I just said, what do I want? I want someone who's just like me. I want someone who's confident. I want someone who's looking for more out of life. And so I took the time to write down what my personal vision is. So for your challenge groups, for the people you want to help, write down what you want, what your personal vision is. And I'm going to read to you mine. It says, my personal vision is to help mamas or women find miracles in the mess of life, all the miracles along the way, to find and feel purposeful, to feel empowered, to feel confident, to want to share the love. That's what I want to do with the women that come to our challenge groups. I want them to feel empowered by what we're posting and what we're sharing. I want them to feel confident when they finish their workout, when they've started to read a personal development book, when they've never even been interested in something like that before. And then I want them to love it so much that they're sharing it, and like willingly sharing it, not scared, but they're like, dang, this is awesome. So I'm going to start sharing this on my personal page because I know I got a friend who needs to hear this today. That's my vision for the group. And so from there, we have to figure out, okay, how can we create a safe place for these women to come to have fun, to be encouraged, to be empowered, and for them to get results? Like, how can we do that? So you have to put together your avatar, you have to put together what your vision is, and then you have to create a community that it actually happens. It all comes together and happens through the community. So I'm going to take a second and make sure that y'all don't have any questions about those first two, because those first two are kind of a personal work. You kind of have to personally figure out. And obviously, we're a lot the same. I mean, I'm attracting the same people onto our team. A lot of us have very similar likes and dislikes, but we're not all the same. Like, I can say right now, I know for sure, like Ashley likes, it's the Bachelor. you posted about. So like, I don't think I've ever watched one episode a day in my life. So like me and Ashley have a ton in common, but I don't have that in common with her because I don't watch that. But oh my gosh, like there are thousands of women who get their bottle of wine out and sit and watch that show. Like, and that's the kind of that's like an ideal challenge group right there. is an episode of The Bachelor or Bachelorette. So that's just an example. And I thought about that because I'm like, that's an amazing group to have, honestly. So how can we put it all together? So here are some themes that she gave as an example, and I wanted us to come up with as long of a list as we can to try to figure out what kind of groups that maybe we can all try to do together. We may not be able to. I mean, we may not be able to do a lot of these groups together, and I think that's okay. But that's where the beauty of this is. When we start attracting our people, then the next group we run with our people, because now they love what we're doing, and then they're sharing it, and then now they want to run their own group, and we can partner together and run our own group. Do you see the connection there? That's like the whole point of all of this is you attract who you want to attract. They love what you're doing. Then they're sharing what you're doing. And then now they're doing what you're doing. It's like a beautiful recipe, right? So I know it's harder than it sounds. Of course we know that, but it really is awesome. Okay. So these are her themes that she gave. Hers was Friends, the old school Friends. Like anything TV. I felt like after I was looking at my own list, I'm like, I am so freaking boring. I have like no interest like at all. So I want to change that. Honestly, I really do. I want to start doing an episode of something that I can watch with my husband every evening, like once a week, to like start being like, I don't know, normal. I feel like I'm not normal because I don't watch TV at all. But that's such a common thing. Think about it. Like, I don't know, Adrienne, you can relate a little bit because when you have the kids, like, I feel like I can't even get into something in the evening because my mind is kind of like mush. And my husband uses it as a de-stressor. But like, if I have to concentrate and like get into something, I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy for it. So
yeah, I wouldn't really watch TV if it wasn't for my husband. He's all about like cult following of TV shows, and so I just watch what he watches.
But see, that's so great because I'm usually not that kind. I have chosen not to watch what my husband watches, but I want to change that. So, okay, so she gave the example of Friends, the old school TV show Friends. The next one she did was Harry Potter. Then she did a Sex and the City, Survivor, which I kind of would like to do that. I think that would be fun. And then she did Shift or Get Off the Pot, which I feel like is kind of like totally me. Like, make the shift or get off the pot. Like, I feel like that was really fun. Like, that's kind of how I feel sometimes. And then her most recent one was Fantasy Football, which I loved, and I'm all about the sports. And I think that one would be a fun one to do as a whole, if you are willing to be involved and engaged in sports related stuff. But basically what she did, she said, so for instance, she took the Friends logo and she changed it to fitness, but everything about the post and everything in the group was all Friends themed. So she created multiple templates. So basically every one of them that she listed, so I'm seeing 6 here. She took the time to create templates for each of those groups. So she says she herself did a couple, some other ladies on her team did a couple, and then they put it in somewhere and they reuse it. So it's going to take some time up front to create these themed groups. But what she's saying is that her business has exploded from this because she's attracting the people she wants to attract. They're having a blast, and it's different. It's different than anything they've ever done. They don't feel as threatened because it's only about health, fitness, and pushing play, that they want to continue, and that it's a lot easier to recruit to become a coach because they're having fun and it's different. So I love it. I mean, every part about it. I love this. And I do, as you all know, like it's going to take work to get something like this set up. But I wanted to try to come up with a few themes just amongst us that would spark some interest. And like I said, it's going to be hard to meet everyone's avatar, but I think we can. I really do think that we can if we think hard enough about it. And I was hoping that some more people would be on because Brandy specifically commented about it. But if they're not going to give us our input, like, I don't know. I don't know what to do if they're not going to get on the call. So let's go through and just blast out some themes from your avatar. Don't try to meet anybody else's needs, but like just some group ideas for your own avatar that would attract your people. I'll go first. So I did a DIY group because I love to like do crafty projects. I don't do them often, but I thought about doing a vision board, like a DIY vision, and incorporate that into the group, where basically in the 4 weeks, I teach them how to create a vision board. And it's fun. And we can I mean, there's so many different things that you can do with that, but we could say like week 1 is vacation vision, where like the themes are different spots in the world or whatever. It doesn't, I mean, we can talk more specifically, but my thought is that so many people have started a vision board and never finished it or have no idea where to start. But I thought the DIY vision would be really fun and would be good for everyone to do. So that's number 1. And number 2 is I had such great following and great involvement in my Love Your Man group that for me personally, I feel like I could 100% tie that into a 4-week group because they loved it. And I had people still trying to join that I'm having to message and say the group is closed. I'll put you on the list for the next round. So that's just a need that I know my people need. Moms with young kids. And so that's just another idea for my avatar. Okay, so y'all go for it. List a couple of your avatar groups that you feel like would be fun to run.
For me, I am a TV watcher. I think Beachbody has pulled me away from that, which I love. So I definitely try to keep the DVR full. And so my people like watching reality shows like Real Housewives, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. Yeah, so TV is what my generation or single ladies are into.
Love it. Yes.
Sure, it would be something that's reality TV based.
Okay, absolutely love it. Oh my gosh, and you could totally run with that. But like I said, I want to be involved in a reality TV series so I can feel normal. So if you have one that won't drive my husband crazy, please tell me.
Think that all the stuff I watch would drive you and your husband crazy. So therefore, it's kind of like for me to give you any ideas of what to watch, you're like, why the hell did Ashley waste an hour watching this?
That's so funny.
It's deep that you just don't let stuff like that go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Well, I will tell you what we did get into, and this is like a rant, but this will give you an idea of we were not addicted, but we literally watched American Idol every season from the time it started. And so I'm talking like old school. Like I went to Kelly Clarkson's concert one of their things. So we loved that. And then we really got into The Little Couple.
Oh yeah, I love them.
So
TLC show is awesome.
TLC stuff. Oh, awesome. TLC. Maybe that's a good TLC because there is a TLC series.
Yeah, but there's plenty of those that I love.
But the really cool thing is that you can do like she did trivia with these shows. And so that was some of the posts that she did like twice a week was she pulled out a trivia card from one of these and just see who knew it. Which is amazing. And like through these series, so with like The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, like you can go back to season 2 and be like, who did he pick on this season? You know, like there's so much fun that people can have with that kind of And to me, that's what I like. I've never watched one of the Survivor series, but something like that is something I think I would enjoy, like kind of a, other than like the stupid stuff. Like that's the problem. I'm thinking all the craziness that goes on, I'm like, I'm over it. So yeah, it's going to be hard for me to find, but with the little people and big world, like there's not a lot of craziness that goes on. It's just kind of feel good. So
Stay away from MTV, Bravo, and E, and stick to TLC.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I never thought, I always said I would never get into Grey's Anatomy because it was like, affairs happening left and right and all this craziness going on. I'm like, I will never watch that. And then like we got sucked in and we were watching it every single week and it was great. And then now it's not. So yeah. Okay. So reality TV, I think like if we really put our heads together, I do think we could find something that all of us could like have fun with. I really do. Okay. What other ideas besides other group ideas?
I like crafting.
Okay. Like what kind of crafty? Like
Just seeing ideas on Pinterest and trying them.
like for your house or for like what do you mean
Mm-hmm.
specifically?
Well, I guess like recently I made all this stuff for my child's birthday party, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like this thing back here, I made that. Uh, I just I don't know, I don't like to buy things, so I see them and then I say instead of buying that, I can make it. So I don't know. That's not helpful.
No, it is totally helpful, and I love that. And I'm kind of the same way. I love to be crafty and make things better than what I saw in the store or whatever. But I think you can absolutely do a group like that. Definitely think you could do a group like that. I think it would have to be themed. For instance, like we're about to go into fall, where you would have
So fall crafts.
like fall, exactly, do a fall craft every week. I think that is brilliant. And people are going to flock to it just because you're going to do that. Okay, what else? Anything else y'all can think of? I really like the football one. I think that one's really fun because you can do draft picks and put people in teams. I'm going to talk about that here in just a second.
Yeah, I think that would be the most universal thing for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about still running a group together. Seems like football is like the main thing. But Adrian, do you watch football?
Yeah, I watched football, but I only really watch my teams, so I don't like. I've gotten into the fantasy football league, and so I've been following more than just my teams because I need to know like how these players are doing. But that's new for me. But I enjoy sports in general.
Yeah. So I think that would be fun because we could incorporate like game day treats or game day foods. There's so many things that we could incorporate into our challenge group that would provide a lot of fun and value for the challengers. And that's that's what I was thinking of what to lead with maybe for our October group. And let me just finish out kind of telling you a little bit about what she does, and then I'm going to come back and we'll talk a little bit more specifically about the group. But basically, she gave us what they do during their prep week, which I feel like we pretty well have prep week down. So it's just, if we wanted to modify anything, she just kind of gave a little bit more of a schedule. Basically, Mondays is specifically about mindset. Tuesdays is about grocery shopping, picking your meal plan, and making your perfect shake. Wednesdays is how to prep your food. Thursdays is how to get onto Beachbody on demand, how to stream, where to find everything. Because I feel like we really haven't gone real specific, but what she was saying is that the more specific, the more ready they feel to be a coach. Because when they go into it, like knowing all the details of all of this, it's kind of like, okay, well, I can probably invite someone because this was so easy. But I feel like we do a pretty good job anyways of doing prep week. This is just a little different order. And then she does, I don't know if y'all remember what I was trying to do last spring is she does a prep rally. And so she does a call with everybody the night, like the weekend before they start the group, and she calls it prep rally. So you get everybody on a Zoom call, kind of like what Jatana did, where they do I can't remember what she called it, but it was like, basically it was to start off the group. And so she just gets everybody onto this Zoom call, and on the Zoom call, they divide everyone up into teams, no matter what group you're doing. So even if it's not a football related, even if it was the Friends or the Harry Potter, everyone gets divided up into teams. And the reason she does that is because that's basically their own, on Tuesdays, she does a team challenge, and they have to work together to do the team challenge on Tuesday. And one of the things is she puts up a bingo screen, and basically whichever teammate posts that they've done what they're supposed to do first and makes a bingo, then they get more points. So she does a point system. But that's just one example. Another one is they do a shakedown challenge, where they have to come up with a unique shake and present it to the group, or their favorite. Whoever posts it the quickest in the group is going to get points for that. There's a couple of other, basically it's a team challenge, but the biggest part of the teams is that they're responsible for encouraging each other. So they need to be commenting on their post, supporting each other, checking on them. If they haven't posted by 5 o'clock that day, they need to be saying, that's your teammate. You need to check on your teammate. And they can choose however they want to communicate. If they want to create a group in Facebook, like a little messenger group in Facebook, she recommended like the WhatsApp app, or whatever they want to use to stay in contact with each other. But she said that in itself has basically sold her people into being a coach, because that's what we do. That's exactly what we do. We rally a team, we encourage, we motivate, and you're supporting each other to win a prize. And so she said it's just been very impactful for them. And then I have all this stuff written down as far as the point system and what she does. That she even gave out what she does every single day of the week. And some of it goes along with the hashtag challenge. It's very similar to what we're doing now, where Motivation Monday, where they have to post a quote and tell us why they posted it, what it means to them. And then for like a bonus point, they post it to their personal page and comment that they posted. The second Tuesdays are team challenge days. Wednesdays is Woman Crush Wednesday, but it's about self-love. And so they talk about what is a limiting belief that you have today that you're going to fight through. Thursdays is being thankful, but she says she encourages them to say, why are you thankful for this group? And so when people comment on that, you can use those as testimonials for what you post on social media. Like today, this is what I opened my newsfeed to, and I had 5 people that said, this is all the things I'm thankful for and why I needed this group. She also does, the next week, she'll do why you are thankful for Shakeology, and then list all the reasons why you love Shakeology. And again, those are more testimonials for us to use. Friday, this was a really unique one, but she did Fit Friday reviews. And so she asks them to go above and beyond their program, go find a 10-minute core or a 10-minute just something in addition to what they already did, and then give us a review. Say, there's so many programs that so many people have never done, so go and find one, do 10 minutes of it, and come back and say, I did 10 minutes of this workout, this is what I got out of it. And that way you're helping everyone else help pick their next program, or help intrigue them about what else we have to offer, which I loved that. I thought that was excellent. Saturdays is Shako Saturdays. So she basically, it says find things. I can't remember exactly what that meant. I need to re-listen to that part. But Sundays is show off Sundays. You post your highs and your lows of the week. You post your transformation. So instead of doing Saturday, she does show off Sunday. So it gives you an extra day. And on Sundays, you post your non-scale victories or your scale victories. You show highs and lows, and then prep for next week. Okay, I think that's all as far as what she went through. What are your thoughts? Tell me like what you're thinking. Does it make you like a little bit overwhelmed and nervous of like all the stuff we would need to do to be prepared for something like this? Or does it make you excited of like, oh, this is like something that could be really awesome?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is she the only coach running her group, or is she like us and has multiple coaches running the group?
Yeah, she said that because of what she has done starting in January, and she started out doing the group by herself, and because of what she's done, now she's attracted so many people like her that there's several of them who run the groups together because they're the same avatars, they're the same kind of people, and so yes, they do. She said they split things up, and it makes it a lot easier.
The reason I ask is because I guess we didn't really start like that, and because we are all very different, I think it would be hard to find a commonality that everyone would want to, as far as the themes are concerned, to participate in.
Mm-hmm.
I know like a couple of my people who are my customers, they already don't engage in the group because they have a disconnection between, like, there's so many people in the group that they don't know and don't really care to know. But they'll message me to tell me that they're working out or drinking their shakes. So I guess for me, it's hard to figure out how to get people like that to engage in something with people they don't know, or if we choose a theme that they don't care about. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that absolutely. I understand where you're coming from for sure. Because I even have people in the groups that I'm like, they're not the same kind of person as me, so they're not going to get excited about the things that I'm excited about. They're not going to engage. They're doing their own thing. And I would say, in all honesty, I feel like running our groups in this way is a complete change of culture. And almost for me, it's like kind of it's at a desperation point of something has to change for me in my own business. Like I want to attract the people who are going to be like me and do what I'm going to do. And I feel like if we do keep catering to the people, well, I don't think we're even catering to them, but I think it's almost just like a culture change of like, and like Ashley, you always are so great to help remind me, like the people who want to do this are going to do this, and the people who don't aren't. And it's so true.
I mean, I really like the idea of regardless of what theme, dividing our people up into teams to support each other. I think that would be really good to help people connect with one another in the group.
Mm-hmm.
So I think regardless of what we do, I think we should add that aspect for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and I was this close to like messaging y'all over the weekend and being like, how can we make this happen? But then y'all would have like put me in my place and said, just wait a second. So I totally think that we need to incorporate that ASAP.
What, baby?
But it's a legitimate concern. I mean, in all honesty, it's a legitimate concern. But I think that what she was trying to say, which gave me a breath of fresh air, of if we are posting like we're supposed to be posting on social media about our challenge groups, and not call to actions, but like, this is what went on today, and gave a little glimpse of that, and then intrigue people about doing one of the groups, and then we do actually put a call to action out there, and it's this like crazy football theme, then I think we're going to get a lot more engagement, and we're going to get the people we want anyways. So I think that's taken her time. And I think that all of us are still in that realm of where we're still sending private messages to people that don't know us. So we don't know if they're going to be like us, right? If they're going to engage in the group like we want them to engage. And I think that's the hard part. That is the hardest part, in my opinion, because if we're just wanting challengers, then oftentimes we're going to get people who they're not our people. They do want help, and it's not that we can't help them, but the expectation is going to have to be completely different, because if they're not like us, then they may not engage like us. So she was just saying, how do you stand out? How do you attract those that you want to attract? And she said those first two things. We have to have a vision. What are we trying to create? And that's the post that we need to put out there. This is the kind of community that we have. And then your avatar. So you're specifically posting to that avatar. And then when we go to private message people, I think that's always where it's going to be hard, is because we're private messaging people. I don't know about you guys, but are you only private messaging people who are just like you? Or are you just private messaging people to see if they're interested? I mean, I'm private messaging both, but the majority of them are people who I don't know. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying they're my avatar, so I'm going to message them. I'm not doing that.
I think the people that I private message are cold market people, and so they're people that I found that have similarities to me. So most of the time they're nurses, because our conversation shifts to what area are you in, what's your experience, yada yada, or they're boxer moms, and we talk about our
Good job, baby.
So we have a something similar with each other. We do have but are they just like me? Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't.
Yeah.
And so I think I think her idea is great for those who collect enough challengers at the right time to start on the right day that have the same interests, like reality TV. I love it. In my avatar, those people would love it too, and they would schedule their time around that. So I see what Adrian is saying. We can't have that common theme, because we're all different. Fitness connects us at the end of the day. Fitness connects us. So anything we pick is not going to be no one's going to jump over the moon about it. You know what I mean? But I do like the idea of each day having the theme, like Woman Crush Wednesday and the show off Saturday, or I do like that kind of stuff. That just adds a little bit of spice to things. And then separating in the teams, I think that's an awesome idea, because it's a different level of accountability.
Right.
Just to us, but someone they don't know, and that kind of creates a camaraderie within the group.
Yes.
But gosh, it just all goes back to collecting enough people to separate people into groups to, and these people that are speaking, I mean, they're connecting tons of people. So getting people into their groups is not as big of a deal as it is for us, because we're always on that struggle month.
Well, and I think that is what kind of intrigues me and is a little bit empowering to me, is that she started that way. And because she's saying she continued to post specifically to her avatar, that's where people started coming from. And because she did, her group was not, like what we normally do. I mean, I was like, yes, we do the same thing, but I think it's going to take time. There's a big part of my gut that is saying, why don't we try to run with she called it fantasy football, something along that lines. It doesn't have to be that, only because there's so much that we can put into that would suffice with most people. Whether it be, like I was saying, the recipes, or for those of you who are involved in fantasy football, I've never done that. Maybe I should this fall so I can see what the heck that's all about. But incorporating just some fun something into the group in that way.
I know when I did CrossFit, our box would have, like, every once in a while, like every couple months, we'd do the Biggest Loser challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd be, like, divided up into teams, basically. And as a team, I mean, it's just like the reality TV show Biggest Loser, but we would have challenges each day. I don't know. It was kind of cool.
And I do think that there needs to be something extra. I just want to write all these things down so that I can collectively say this is what we're going to do. So are y'all opposed to going ahead and preparing for our October group to be the fantasy football, or and if even another name, I don't care what it is. And
so fantasy football, is it football or is it all about fitness, but you're divided into teams?
it's both. So basically, the whole point of it is to do a challenge where you're doing what we normally do, the fitness and Shakeology and everything. But the themes of the day are around football and team and that kind of thing. So like you're basically, so like on Monday, the theme of Monday was motivation, like Monday quote or attack. So basically we would be, so if I have Monday, I would be going out onto the internet and I would be finding a motivational quote that is on top of a football photo. So like, of course I'm a Cowboys fan. So like, I'm going to go and I'm going to find a motivational quote that Jason Witten said. And I'm going to post that on Monday. It's football based. And then my challenge to everybody else is for them to post a motivational quote that spoke to them. And that's what their challenge is for the day. And basically, if we chose to do a point system, that's what they would get a point for that day, is that they posted into the group their motivational quote. But for us coaches, when we're running the group, everything would be themed around football. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it's really not a ton different than what we kind of do, in my opinion, except for we're shifting the focus to something more fun, more entertaining, which obviously takes more thought. Like, we're going to have to go and find these photos. And like, in my opinion, you guys know how I am. I'm a little crazy with this stuff, but like, I like the same like images to appear somewhat similar. If we're going to do a themed group, like, I feel like all of our quotes, just like I gave y'all the hashtag, I feel like it makes it simple and easy to find, and it creates somewhat of a theme. And so I feel like it's going to take some work to come up with all of the stuff that we need to do for that group every single day. But I think that's why people will like it. And I think that's what's going to make it different than any other things that they've ever been involved with. Do I think all of that is like 100% necessary? Maybe not. But I'm just here to tell y'all, I'm not retaining a lot of people. So something has to change in my business. And so that's partially why I wanted to do this, because I'm like, something's wrong. Something's disconnected. They're not enjoying the group as much as they thought they would. What am I doing wrong? And I just feel like there's something I could do. And for me, it's just like, I need a fresher breath air. And I feel like maybe other people would appreciate that. So that's kind of where it's all coming from me. But it would be, it's like you said, it's football themed, but we're not like, we could do a trivia or something like that to say who won the 1977 Super Bowl or like something like that, but not anything crazy, like nothing, as far as a trivia. But those were like in addition to everything else. Those were like in the evenings they did a trivia thing. Those were just fun to keep people doing something different.
Well, why don't we just do this? Like, by the next call, which would be, looks like we have down for Thursday the 21st, That would give us time to research, like go on Pinterest, find fantasy league ideas that we can incorporate, and we can all kind of bring an idea to the table and say, okay, this works, because we have so many things going. We got the bingo card, we got the trivia questions, we got all these things that it's just a cloud. I mean, I get it. I'm it's a good idea, but I think we all need to kind of come up with a plan of how we would like to run the group, bring that back to the table, and then vote on what we like and kind of take away from here and there. And then by Thursday, the 21st, we have a game plan as to how we're going to run this group. Teams, bingo card, what we want for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like, we all kind of need to step back and think of what it is and how we want to run this group.
Perfect. Yep.
Individually, and then we can all bring it back just no and yes, and here's why. And then by the 21st, we'll have a game plan as far as how the group is going to run.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Want to do that prep rally and all that other stuff, we can kind of put some dates on the table. And right now, I feel like we just need to step back and do a little searching and figure out what we can commit to and what we think our participants would enjoy committing to and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I think that's perfect. I think that's what we need to do, is we need to get kind of everybody. So what I think I may do is I think I may type out all these points that I'm talking about and have them as a document. And I think I may go live maybe tomorrow in our team page to just be very specific about this is an option for groups. That way everyone can have the opportunity to look. And I will say, if you want input, if you want to be a part of our groups moving forward, then you have to be on the call. You have to listen to this.
Just post this video and tell them, hey, we're thinking about doing a fantasy football league for October. Watch the call that you missed and didn't get on for. And if you want information, then watch the video and message me and I'll fill you in.
Okay. No,
just saying, because people don't watch these re-recordings. So if they're interested and they really want to participate with you in October, then they need to watch what you're putting in the effort to do, which is video. And
that's exactly, you're exactly right. That's very true. Because if they want, and basically that's kind of how I think I'm going to have to handle it. That if one call a month, I think we need to do challenge planning, which is kind of what we ended on over the summer. So we kind of create a campaign, we kind of get ideas, we kind of figure out, are we doing it together? What do we want to do here? And then, so then, yeah, they're going to have to be on the call if they want to participate in the challenge. Because even like, it's great having help with the challenge group, but if we want to do anything really impactful, I feel like it's going to have to be like this. Like, we're going to have to get on a call and talk really seriously about it. Otherwise, it's just another group that we're scheduling posts in and kind of half-ass doing it, in my opinion.
Can we also solicit feedback from our challengers?
Of course, 100%. Yeah.
Maybe some kind of Google form or something to figure out what it is they actually appreciate about the group, so that we're not getting rid of things that people look forward to, and then we're also not putting work into things that people don't care about.
Yep, absolutely, we can do that. And I have a form that I used to send to people actually for that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is a perfect idea. We definitely need to do that. Because yeah, I just feel like my people end up, because they're kind of, a lot of them are like me, like they're going to show up. And so they may not be posting in the group, but they're showing up every day. But I'm like, but I want community. So what am I not doing that's creating community? Because I do show up for the community. I want people to depend on me. I want to encourage other people. So there's still a disconnect even with my people on that realm, is that I'm checking in and they're like, oh, I'm push and play. And I'm like, well, I didn't know. Like, and you're not encouraging other people. Like, what the heck is this all about? But anyway, so I'm just eager to figure out that disconnect. So it's a good idea to do the poll or whatever. Okay, so we're going to marinate on it. I'm going to get this video uploaded tonight. And I'm going to say, if you plan on joining us for challenge group, then please watch the video and then reach out to me afterwards. And then we'll plan on just the first of our call. So next week, I would love for one of you guys to take the call. We'll spend the very first little tiny bit of the call talking about the group and just kind of hashing through that. What?
I say next week will be all about the group.
Okay.
No, we will be on there for 2 hours if someone presents, and then we start talking about the challenge group. Because I'm already like confused, and I know even writing down my ideas, it will still take us time to say, no, Ash, this is too much. Yeah, let's do this. Like,
no, you're right.
That will take an hour, if not an hour and a half. Like, I'm already preparing mentally for this call.
You're right. Okay, so next week is 100% like finalizing our October challenge. Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else? Any other questions? I know it seems like there was something else that I wanted to talk about, but I can't even remember. Oh,
I just what is coaching, webinars, speaker sign up, challenge group planning, and personal development is what you said in the Facebook.
Yes. So mainly the challenger, the what is coaching, I just want to put it out there that we will be doing another one, that it needs to be at the end of the month. That is something that we need to decide on exactly what date. I will be doing it, and if nobody does it with me, then that's totally okay. But I want to encourage you to do it with me. So date wise, I am basically, I'm open the last week of the month if anybody else wants to put a date down. And I know we did it at 8 o'clock last time, which I feel like is still something we probably need to do, is keep it at that time. And this will be a good opportunity to invite our challengers currently too, again, if we have any new ones.
So if we're going to do it at 8 o'clock in the evening, I don't think we should do it on a Monday because that's Monday night football.
Totally. Yeah.
So maybe Tuesday. Wait. Yeah, I guess it depends on when you're not working.
Yeah, and I don't have my schedule past Tuesday the 26th, so I'm only off on Monday the 25th. That's the only day I know that I'm off.
Gotcha.
If we were to do something on the books today, if not, we'll just have to wait till my schedule comes out.
Okay, but there is a Monday night game, I'm assuming. But maybe.
How many people watch Monday Night Football? Like, I don't. I watch Sunday. I watch Saturday for college. I watch Sunday for NFL.
I watched yesterday because it was the Saints, but
yeah,
they don't play every Monday.
I mean,
who's playing on Monday? That's another thing.
That's what I say. It depends on who's playing. So why don't we go ahead and put down Monday the 25th?
Monday the 25th.
Yeah.
At 8.
Yep. That way we have it down at 8 p.m. Okay. And what else did I say? I think that's it. We won't talk about anything more.
Okay.
Otherwise, might go on a whole nother tangent. Y'all better be careful. Be careful what you say. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, we'll go. Thank y'all for getting on. It's always like literally, I love this time.
Oh wait, what do I need to have prepared? Sorry, I ran off when you were doing this
just
for the next call.
If you'll just do your avatar, do your vision, like what ideally, if you could have the best challenge group ever, like what kind of environment, what would it look like? What do you want to be providing? And then from your avatar, ideas for a group. But the biggest thing is going to be about, I think that we've agreed that we're going to probably run with the football, the fantasy football. So I want you to just do that back work for yourself and for later groups and stuff like that. But really, we just need to come to the table with as many ideas as we can for a football group. I'm going to put a document together that has every single thing that she talked about in her video. That way y'all can see it and understand where these posts and where this stuff is coming from. And then that way, all we have to do is be like, okay, well, this is what I found on Pinterest. This is how we could probably do this with that. And literally, we're just going to have our outline a game plan. That way, if Ashley's posting on, like I'm posting on Monday, Ashley's on Tuesday, she knows what kind of posts she needs to be creating on those days. In my mind, that's kind of what I feel like we need to walk away with, of what's going to be posted on Monday, what's going to be posted on Tuesday, what's going to be posted on Wednesday. That way, when we walk away, we're ready to start the group when we need to start the group.
Yeah, like a blueprint. So what are you going to be posting Monday through Sunday? So how do you want to separate the team? What's the point system that you would want to have? Like basically a blueprint. So if you were to run it on your own, you would be able to say, Neil and Ashley, if you want to do this with me, this is what you want to do.
Yes.
And then we can kind of all vote on it, because most likely we're probably going to have the same ideas, and there's little things that we may want to take from each other's to where it all makes sense.
Yes, absolutely.
So the blueprint, basically.
Yep, that's it. So I'm going to kind of create a fake blueprint from what she did, and then we'll just go on from that, and I'll just be adding and taking away from what all we talk about. Does that make sense, Adrienne?
I think so.
Okay. So you're just basically coming up with ideas for a fantasy football league that you would want in your group. And then you bring that to the table, and then we're all going to share what we all feel like would be beneficial. And you know what, if you want to do like what you said, if you want to message your challengers today and say, I just want to know, or past challengers, whatever, just say, I'm doing a poll because I want to make sure that I'm providing everyone with the best group and getting the best results. Can you tell me what was most helpful, or tell me what you didn't like, or just give me any feedback? If you guys want to do that, I think that would be awesome. And then that way, that may reflect some of the decisions we make for our group, for sure.
Okay.
And then if you run into any issues, which we all may, we can just message each other with anything that comes up, because nobody else is going to know what's going on. Okay. Well, all right. I'll let you go. Thank y'all for getting on. And yeah, we can do this. I'm kind of excited about it. So, okay. All right. Y'all have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.